Let's fucking go. We about to go big. Kill him at the prize pig. Let's fucking go. We whoop a bookie's ass. Ah, this is just kidding. About to go big. Kill him at the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him at the prize pig. 24/7 researching, it's all a fantasy. But if I make the right plays, it pays automatic. Bankroll showing that I know a dope strategy. On a winning streak, I'm stacking a dose and the bookies all get mad at me. Confident with power plays, not clicking on a flex today. All I see is green and we all about to get paid. Arrogant shots on the stream, they be killing it. Never gonna stop it, I like if you feel it. Picking the players, they all never time. You can't make up your mind and just go with your gut. Looked around, we found a glitch. No toast allowed, just supposed to live. Sophia's fine, sat to his stick, and Caitlin Clark just doesn't miss. Win, lose, or draw, we never quit. When we shoot the ball, it's another switch. Submit the link, it'll make you rich, and we going big. Don't be a bitch. Let's fucking go. We about to go big. Kill him at the prize pig. Let's fucking go. We whoop a bookie's ass. Ah, this is just kidding. About to go big. Kill him at the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him at the prize pig. We about to go big. We about to go big.
Just cash.
About to go big. Kill him at the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him at the prize pigs.
Yo.
What's up?
What's good, fam? We are back at it. It is Just Cash. Heyo. What's good, Underrated?
Oh man, just chilling, man. Just chilling. Counting up my money from these punk ass bookies. How about you?
Yeah?
How you doing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Doing pretty well, honestly. You know, we had a pretty eventful slate yesterday, to say the least, but some really good second half looks. You know, I know you were able to find a lot of money makers, so we did get that, and saw MPB print went pretty well. Just one play missed, I think.
No plays missed, sir. It was a push. We take it.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a Prizepicks guy or not. So yeah, I mean, no losses there. Absolutely love it. And we are back for this Wednesday 3-game slate, and looks like we'll have an off day tomorrow. I didn't know that. They
No
had
games?
one day this week with no games.
Oh
Yeah.
man, they got to give us 3 and then none. Wow. All right.
Yeah, this week was, you know, I would say still kind of a weaker side of the schedule. Only 3-game maxes basically across the board. No games tomorrow, which is kind of weird. And then today we got a funky schedule. All 3 games are 10 p.m. Eastern. So shout out to the schedule maker. You know, another interesting swing and a miss here. But at least while we have some pending injury news, that'll give us plenty of time to kind of react, let the line settle down a little bit more, and make some moves accordingly. But before we get into it, you guys do us a huge favor. If you haven't already, make sure and hit that like button down below and be subscribed to the channel. That way you guys don't miss out whenever we do go live. And then check out the links down below. Again, where all the plays, the overnight leans, MPB stuff, all that good action is going to be in our Discord. So you guys still take care of that 7-day free trial. Make sure you hop in and say hi. All right. Well, today, again, with it being such a late slate, you know, I think we'll just kind of cover most of the bases. Things to look out for in case of news in given situation. And then, I mean, honestly, this could be potentially one game, maybe 1.5 games that are slated to be close. Phoenix game should be somewhat of a bloodbath. We got Alyssa Thomas returning today. And then a midday Q tag for Kalani Brown. So a bit of news to keep an eye out for there. I do expect Alyssa Thomas to play, probably lock her in for about 30 minutes. But a little bit of news here that we need to follow up on to make sure. One of it really being Natasha Mack. So if Mack plays, that'll give them 9 available players. If Mack does not play, with AT supposedly being back, that would just give them 8 players. I would love Alyssa Thomas if Mack ends up sitting, but it looks like both of them are probable. But even still, like I said, Alyssa Thomas, I mean, even coming back from injuries, she's pretty well locked in for 30 minutes a game. There's definitely some blowout risk here that we should keep an eye out for. I mean, it is Dallas. They've looked horrible. And now Phoenix getting one of their best offensive threats back is only going to help things out. So, news, I think by and large, we're really looking out for two things here. Again, with Mac, but also with Alyssa Thomas. I would love to hear something about, mild restriction, maybe no restriction even. Alyssa Thomas's assist potential this game should be sky high. I mean, Dallas continues to give up the most assists a game. I would consider the 6.5 assist. I was able to find it earlier on Bovada. I think it was minus 135. I'll double check that real fast. But the 7.5 and the 7, I'm probably good on. I mean, there's a real concern that she could not even touch the fourth quarter. If the game is like a 20-point spread or 20 points by then, she could totally sit the fourth quarter. Wouldn't be surprised at all. But I do love the playmaking here. I will say I would not be surprised if she has 5 to 6 assists before half even. But if in some world this game stays close, she should still play those 30 minutes. So we'll keep an eye out for news for that. And then if Mac ends up sitting, I think I will like Alyssa regardless. She's going to have to play at least 30 minutes. But Kalani Brown should be out. So we will keep an eye out for that.
Three Kings is here.
135.
Sorry about that.
Hey, what's up, man?
He said Ariel Atkins is ass. Straight ass. Hey, you know what's funny, too? I was watching the game and I saw her with like 0 or 2 points or something for a while. I don't know what it was. She wasn't doing shit. And I was thinking about Three Kings. I was saying, you know what? He was right about that Ariel Atkins under. So there you go, bro. Nice one.
Oh yeah, man. She's been, I mean, a terrible trade for Chicago. I know we kind of heckled them about that. But hey, you could have had Sonny Citron or Kiki. But you chose to trade for a terrible contract, and now we got her, I mean, hey, shout out to Reese, man. Reese finally had herself a game. I was super excited to see that. But Atkins, man, I mean, she was a liability on Washington for so many years, and I can't believe they actively traded for her.
She's weird. It's like she can do good sometimes. It's just really weird. That's why I was like, her under, it probably does make sense, especially in that game where it's blowout potential. It just makes unders feel even better. That was a nice look. Sometimes she burns us, so I was like, but yeah, in retrospect, how do you say that? Is that right? In retrospect, how do you use that word? Is that like looking back?
Looking back at it.
Yeah, looking back at it. That was actually a pretty good play, bro. I like that. I gotta give you props. Let's get this money. Cam says, yeah, go ahead.
We had a nice read on Nurse having that bench game, man. I swear that's the most real thing in this league.
What did she do? What'd she do then? She stayed under 8.5, right?
Yeah, but she got the 7.5 that she opened with. I mean, if you found her on the book, she was still at 7.5. But yeah, she came out, lit it up early, and then ended up not really playing at all in the second half. But it's so funny, man. We laugh about that shit all the time, but she did it. Maddie did it. McCowan did it. I mean, it happens. It happens quite frequently.
You're talking about coming in off the bench and then doing better?
The game when they get benched, like that first lineup change, they always snap off every single time.
Just Cam says, not gonna lie, y'all theme song tough. Thanks, bro.
Hey, Underrated puts in the good work on that, man. He does all his own stuff. So shout out to Big Underrated.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I have fun doing it, so I'm glad you guys like it. It makes it even more fun. E2's here too.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right. So, Three Kings says he hates his Sky right now too. Man, if the Sky was my team, I'd be sad. Maybe you should move if you're in Chicago. Just joking.
Their fan base is definitely not happy at all with them right now. I mean, you look at anything they post on Twitter and it's just constant heckle.
It's bad, man. It happens. It happens sometimes. Poor Reese, but at least she did good last game. At least. Could say that.
Yeah. I mean, she did really well. Big Liz off the bench had an absolutely great game. I mean, she was just filling up the stat sheet. But I think, they made some wrong moves with those particular trades. Like, picking up Atkins and Nurse was pretty terrible. That was far from something they needed. but they have a lot of good rebuild pieces. So, I think once they make a few more moves, which unfortunately they're going to have to do, this team will be a lot better. We were pretty low on the Valkyries going into the preseason, and I mean, they've been quite a pleasant surprise. So any team can do it, man. I mean, you just got to have, I think, a better coaching staff, or at least from GM down, they got to kind of address some of that there. But the raw talent is out on the court, so they just need to find out how to do it.
Yeah, Valkyries have been really good, and Vegas has been really bad. It's two things we've learned.
Yeah, man. There's been some night and day stuff here too,
bro. I couldn't even take Vegas money line today and put it in the parlay. I was like, nah, they could lose easy. They're so bunk.
Yeah, I will say today I do have a lot more faith in Vegas just being at home. I mean, it's surprisingly only their third home game of the season now. They've, I think, played 8 games already, 7 games already, but just 2 of them have been at home. And the sheer irony of this also, so their last game that was a blowout was at Seattle. So they're coming off of, again, another blowout situation. And they played the Sparks that next game directly. And it was pretty competitive. They obviously won by a nice margin, but it's very interesting to see, this is the punching bag, if you will, for this Vegas matchup. And we got it again today. So curious to see how they play this one.
Yeah, it will be interesting for sure. That's one thing it will be interesting. I'm still waiting for Caitlin to get on back, but we'll chill until.
Yeah. Speaking of coming back, we got Paige making her return today in what could be a pretty decent matchup for her. I will say that mid-range slashing is probably not going to pay off nearly as much in this matchup. I mean, we do need her to shoot a few more threes, but Arike, extremely unreliable. And now we have Carrington, who's just kind of in this weird position of how involved on ball is she going to be? I assume that Paige is just going to be bringing the ball up as usual, or Arike, one of those two. But Carrington looked pretty awful whenever Paige was playing. So, I mean, we could see some hopefully continued progress like we've had over the last 4 games. But it's honestly just hard to trust either one of these 2 players right now. And I mean, really the team as a whole, they're still going to be losing players to Eurobasket. We'll see that in the next coming days. I believe today might be their last game for some of these Dallas players, but we'll keep an eye out for that. Fingers crossed they can keep this game close. I think more than anything, first half props should be pretty live, but second half stuff could be a little sketchy. So just some things to keep an eye out for.
Word up.
All right.
Damien, what's up, Damien? Damien's here. Sorry. He says AT history looks pretty good as well. Now, are we worried at all about the minutes? I know you think she's going to get 30. Or how sure are we about that? Is there any news about any of that? I feel like she's going to get her full minutes, but that's just a gut feeling. Is there anything out there in writing?
No, there really hasn't been much coach speak about it. I was looking for hopefully some news before we got on today. I mean, traditionally, she plays a pretty hefty amount of minutes even after coming back from an injury, but she hasn't been out in so long. I mean, it's really hard to gauge that. I think, again, with them having probably 9 players, she could play 28 to 30 minutes. If they have 8 players, she should for sure play 30 minutes, but yeah, we're still waiting on some confirmation for that, but I do agree. The history looks phenomenal. I mean, we know Dallas just absolutely gives it up.
Yeah, they do.
I will say just for shits and giggles, her 10 plus assist line today is at plus 300. I thought that was kind of interesting.
That's a shit and a giggle.
Yeah, but we definitely need to hear something about that. And we'll make some moves afterwards. So yeah, I think that's about it for that game though. If you guys got any questions about, whatever between these games, since they all start at the same time, there's not really going to be much in between from here and there. But if you guys got any questions about the games as we move along, definitely throw them down in the comments and we'll get to your questions. Okay, so let's move on to a nice little rematch here. We briefly touched on Vegas They've been struggling really bad lately. I mean, honestly, coming off the back of Jewel Lloyd and Kia Stokes, who are combining for like single-digit points per game right now. So it's been a struggle offensively. But I did see earlier today that Vegas signed a power forward backup. Who was that? Oh, Joyner Holmes. Yeah, they picked her up today. Not really sure what the minutes or play, capability would be like for her, but she's she's 6'3", probably going to play in that power forward spot / center over Kia Stokes, at least until they can get Meg back or Miss Parker. But I don't know, man. She might not even be able to suit up tonight at all, so we're going to have the same situation for Vegas. They're very thin at the forward center position. Kitley basically only plays in garbage time, so she can't even be counted.
I didn't even realize Cheyenne was on Vegas. Okay.
Yeah.
That might help him out.
She's got another month or two.
Oh, okay. That might help him out a little bit. She can do decent.
Oh yeah. I mean, both her and Meg are going to be phenomenal once they get back. Okay. I forget what Meg was out for.
That gives me a little more. What's the word? A little more faith in Vegas later on. Yeah, a little more confidence. C-Dot's here too, by the way. And E2 says shits and giggles is called shiggle, by the way. If you didn't know that, he calls it shiggles.
Some shiggles?
Yeah, some shiggles. Yeah. Like that. Good one, E2.
Okay. So talking about some plays here, just kind of news and notes. So Julie Allman already left for her overseas commitment, so that'll free up at least a little bit of the playmaking from the second unit. I would expect Odyssey Sims probably take a slight step forward here with her being out, but Kelsey Plum in this matchup is kind of interesting. So Vegas has been really, really good against 3-point shooting and scoring in general. They are allowing the second least attempts and then the third least made per game. So they've been covering the 3-point line pretty well, as expected, but the trade-off there is they're giving up the most points inside the paint. So going to be opportunity for, Hamby, Rakia Jackson, probably slight reduction for Kelsey Plum. I know Plum, she put up 17 points in that first game. Yeah, 17 points, 19 field goal attempts again. So, that volume is just outstanding every single game. But it's a tough 3-point spot. So if she has the usual game for her, it might be coming up just slightly short. Now, granted, she played 41 minutes last game in overtime and just got there right before the end. Small consideration for her. I think maybe even her assist might be a good look today. They just keep it at 5.5 forever. Vegas is also allowing the second most assists per game. So there's a lot of meat on the bone for her, kind of more the RA category. And Vegas is also giving up the most rebounds a game. So a lot of action on the inside. I will say Hamby historically plays pretty well in this matchup. I think Hamby and Asia, strong considerations for just, on-court matchups, positional awareness and stuff. But you see Hamby, murders of rebounds in this matchup. Same thing for Asia. Both of these really get after it. 10 plus rebounds in 4 out of the 5 last games. And then Hamby, she's cleared this in all 5 of her games. Now, I know she burned us on the assists this last game, which is pretty unfortunate. She just went crazy in that third quarter and had 1 going into half. But her rebound upside, I think, is very solid for this game. So looking over on Prizepicks, they had a combo for her and Asia today, which I thought was really appealing. Both of these players, historically, Hamby's averaging about 10.5 rebounds, and then Asia, she's averaging like 11.7 rebounds in this matchup. So a lot of potential here. I thought this was a really strong look. You could consider both of their individual lines as well. Hamby maybe more so, but bro, Vegas has got to get Asia going. Whatever's been going on with her has been so bad, and obviously teams are playing her a little tougher, daring her to score it. But man, all this under 20, this was never her last year.
Bro, what's up with Jewel, man? What is up with Jewel? Like, that is crazy, bro. If you take Plum away with the 15 to 20 points, and you throw Jewel in there with her averaging 6, 7, 8 points, that's making teams not give a shit, and then they can focus on Asia more. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen that kind of translate to Asia and how many assists she's had per game too. I mean, this whole season, this is, you know, last year she was good to get 2 assists, you know, 2 or 3 assists, and this season, I mean, it's been pretty much 3+ every single game. Obviously, last game Vegas got skunked by 30, and it was just terrible shooting all around. But still, I mean, every game 3+ assists. So she's having to pass the ball and, you know, create more offense like that. But the scoring just, I mean, down. Same thing for Lloyd. I mean, she's only averaging 9.4 points a season, which is crazy. Hasn't had that since she was drafted.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Speaking of the assists, Damien says the Asia assists he likes. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. He was just saying what you were saying. Do you like Asia's assists, or do you want to just let that go?
I mean, I don't think it's in a bad spot today. The 3.5 is still, I think, very much so in play. The Sparks are allowing quite a few. I think top 4, fifth most assists per game. So, I mean, still kind of in that high 20, low 30% usage every game. I mean, on paper, it looks like she would be able to get that, but there is kind of also another trade-off with her that's unfortunate when she is in score mode, like she has done quite historically in this matchup. You know, she averages almost 31 points a game against the Sparks, which is pretty insane. But the trade-off is definitely there on the games where she's shooting the ball a ton, she doesn't pass a ton. We had, you know, this one game here with that really, but sometimes it's, you know, there's a pretty clear trade-off with that. So some caution with that. You know, I'd honestly be more on the lines of taking the RA if I had to pick something like that, or even the PRA. What's her PA line, actually? Do we get that again? Yeah, the PA line, I could probably mess with that even, but it's a touch high. If you find the 28.5, I think that might be decent, but yeah, I'll probably have like a half unit on this, 3.5 assists.
Just Cam says Asia over 19.5 points. They definitely should feel some type of way after getting belt to ass. I feel you. But Asia's 19.5, is that a discount or something he's talking about?
Yeah, it's got to be a goblin or something like that. I know she was at 24.5 again today, which still feels a touch high for her, but
yeah,
I mean, bro, last year she would have been the most consistent player to get 19.5 points like every single game. But this year, I mean, it's been an honest struggle.
She should get it, but no need to bet it if you're not getting good odds with it. I mean, sure, Prizepicks isn't giving you great odds on that 19.5. So play it. She might hit it. Not worth playing though, in my opinion. But hey, I said don't do aerial under yesterday, so what do I know? Damien says Jackie Young 1.5 threes. What do you think about Jackie Young 1.5 threes? You know me in threes. We run away when we see threes, but what do you think about Jackie Young's 1.5 threes?
Yeah, I like it, man. I mean, the Sparks are giving up the second most attempts per game, and ironically, I mean, this is the only thing that Jackie's really done consistently this season. I mean, take a look at her, even the 15.5 points. Hell, we'll put that up here. I mean, she's kind of skirted over them. This should have been an easy matchup, but not really that secure. You know, I think 14.5 would be very appropriate for her. But the threes, I mean, most consistent thing really this season, you know, in historically matchups looks really good. She's averaging 3 made. I like it. The only thing with her is, you know, just the volume could be a little bit better. She looked great to start the season, had 12 attempts, and then we had a, you know, sprinkle of a 2. There's a 4 in here, there's a 4 and a 3. Now, granted, I know Seattle was a tougher matchup, and the Valkyries just, they got up by 30, and the whole team checked out after that. I like it at home, man. I will say she's very consistent at home, and then another repeat game. She had 3 against them last time, which might be, you know, obviously higher than her usual, but asking for 2 here, I think is totally fine.
Okay. Hamby assists? You want to go back to Hamby assists? No, you don't want to go under again. I think he's trying to say he wants to go over Hamby assists. What do you think? Stay away?
No, I mean, I think still another pretty good spot. same situation with Asia. For her, it's a really good scoring upside with Vegas giving up the most points inside the paint. I like it. For her, she just needs the players around her to actually make their shots. So, Plum was obviously very fortunate this last game where she was able to dump it off to her and she made 4 threes. But if that's not going to be the case tonight, we could see her, I think, in with 4, very possibly, given the matchup. But her RA also I thought was very appealing. She's been skirting on this for quite a bit this season and historically pretty good. Not necessarily as sharp as the rebounding, but it's hard to get away from her sometimes, for that little revenge narrative too. But I get it. I get it. This would be the matchup to play it, but she did us dirty this last game, and I would not be surprised if she ended this game with 3, just for the old mud in the eye.
Yeah. Why even force stuff like that? That's what I would do. But hey, that's just me. Just Cam says, I like Plum RA. I think they slow her down today to 14 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. He got a whole line that he's predicting here. 14.7 assists, 4 rebounds. He likes the RA. What do you think about the RA instead of her points today?
Yeah, so we touched on her assist upside earlier, which I think is totally fine this matchup. I know the first game she only had 3 assists against him, but that was still kind of where they were working through some of the kinks here. It is plus money, so that is a thing, but her potential to get some long rebounds here would be very appealing. What was it, 8.5 or 9.5?
That I'm not sure. He just said he liked her RA.
Seeing it on 9 on Prizepicks. It's high, man. You can see here she's been really struggling to get that. Asking for 10 though, man, that is super high.
Pass.
No need to force it. We're in the
3 out of 10 games.
We're in the WNBA, man. We gotta have plays that feel like they can't miss. That's the only way that they'll give us a 70% chance or 60% chance to hit. They can't miss. They have to feel that way. Anything else, we're just flipping coins. Bree King says, Gray is in the way. Jewel needs the rock in her hand, her and Jackie. Lloyd just sits in the corner. But did Jewel play point for Seattle? I don't remember. They had somebody else at point guard, didn't they?
Yeah, they had Sammy and other fillers. Who was that European chick that was there for a little bit? They had somebody else though.
But she would have the ball in her hand more than she does with Vegas though, huh? That's probably true. Yeah,
and they she would bring the ball up sometimes to help set the offense, but in this lineup, she's just literally standing on the 3-point line and playing off the ball.
Got it. Cam says, yeah, I'm buying Asia down today. Yeah, the 19.5. I don't hate you for it, man. She should have a comeback game. She should score 20. It makes sense. It's just the odds. If the odds aren't good enough, if you got a feeling and you want to, that's cool. He said, I'm mixing her with NBA props. Damien says, fee for a double-double or assist? Or is the assist a better play? Do you like her double-double or assist?
I actually don't mind the double-double. Here, let's go ahead and actually talk about that game real fast.
Go for it. Sorry, I took you off on a tangent there.
No, we're good. So honestly, just kind of recap on this second game though. Vegas, I do expect Gray, Lloyd, and or Jackie to have a potentially great 3-point game. Asia probably going to siphon away usage from one of these players. Lloyd has been the odd one out so far, but hard to trust her, hard to trust that production. Gray and Jackie's 3-point made, I think, very live. And then Asia, probably even the PRA for her, dude. If she's humming, she's humming. And if she's going to fall flat, she's going to miss everything. Sparks side of things, though, really just Hamby rebounds. Combo rebound looked pretty solid. Again, 18.5 is not bad. But let's talk about the next game. So I have a lot of interest in both Alana Smith and Nafisa Collier for a couple of different reasons. We did get news last night, late yesterday, Jessica Shepard's already going to be leaving the team, so she is out for Eurobasket stuff. So that's going to leave them basically just with Alana, Feezy, and then, Peely off the bench, but they haven't really been playing many of these other players. I have no idea how to pronounce her name, but she only played 3 minutes last game. So this is, again, Commissioner Cup stuff and a very important one. In a close game, Alana and Feezy should play pretty elevated minutes. Alana, though, is, I think, really, really appealing. Still getting her at a great, great line here. 26.5 fantasy is just, really low. She's already crushing this line so far this season in pretty marginal matchups. But there's something about this Seattle matchup, man. She just gives them the business. You look at all the games they played last year, this chick's averaging 36 fantasy a game against them. And that's not a stretch to think that she could do again, because she just had 35 fantasy on them already this season and only played 27 minutes. But the minutes, another thing, really appealing. So we had the Phoenix blowout here. She only played 25 minutes, but Dallas was actually able to keep the game close for a while, and she still played 32 minutes. And Dallas almost ended up losing by 20. So very much so ramping her minutes back up since that injury. We had that one game, but back here, anytime she's playing over 25 minutes, she's just putting it up, and she's filling the stat sheet up, tons of blocks and steals every single game. She's still a secondary playmaker. And then now we've seen the rebounding start to kind of work its way back into looking normal. And this matchup is going to be a pretty solid scoring matchup too. I think the 9.5 points is still pretty low for her. She's still up in the mix between the usage for all the players. Even with Kayla McBride being back, Kayla still had an underperforming game in this matchup too. So looking for the secondary players to score a little bit more. The three-point shooting could be a little bit better, more consistent, but already so far this season, 63%, way better than what she was doing last season. So I love that. I think her line is way too low for how many minutes we're getting, and then the kind of history we've seen.
Play of the day?
Yeah, man, her and Feezy, I absolutely love today. And so same thing for Feezy with Shepard being out. That's going to secure up more minutes here. She's already playing 36 to 38 minutes, which is pretty wild. So close game. 38 minutes isn't a stretch to ask for. And we've seen the rebounds take a hell of a step forward. I know she was all over the place these first 2 games. And even the Dallas matchup's not the best for rebounding, but she's really established herself. Double-double in all these games here. And the assist, too, has come along with that. So last 4 games straight, hitting this 4.5 or 3.5 marker. But even the game before that had 3 assists in the current game state that we had there. So I like Feezy quite a bit, man. Her PR may be a bit more hit or miss. I know the history for both her and Alana look really, really good. 31.5 is kind of getting up there, but the RA I think looks still quite phenomenal. In the heads up, looked really good. She's averaging 14.5 against them. But yeah, man, I think for her today, she could totally get a double-double, like no problem. We've seen it in the last 5 games now, and even the assist, that's kind of creeping on up there too. So I like it, man. I think there's a lot of rebound potential here for her today. Scoring could be a bit more back and forth, right around that 20 range. She did only put up 16 against them that first time. So keep that in mind.
There you have it.
And I love me some Alana anyways.
Oh, you love her. Alana, yeah. Alana. Showtime Egg says they got Gray assist line at 5. I don't think she gets 6. What do you think? That's what he said.
Yeah, man. She just continues to struggle with that all season. She had this one more recent game where she was able to get there against Seattle, surprisingly. But she's just not converting assists, man. You look at who she's passing to, it kind of feels like how Vandersloot was there for a little bit with Chicago. Her field goal attempts and scoring are quite high for her usual, and the playmaking is way, way down. I know last season was kind of bad with the injury, but this is far from what she was normally doing. And 5.5, that's 2 points higher than her season average right now.
There you have
It kind of makes you wonder too. The first meeting against the Sparks, she only had 4 assists, but she had 4 steals. Like, how do you not have? I mean, at least hit the marker there with 4 steals.
There you go, thinking logically in the W there, E. All that logical thinking, it'll get you nowhere.
She'll probably have 8 assists tonight. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Cam says Jewel needs to come off the bench. I feel you. And then he said, I like Alana's fantasy. I wonder, Cam, did you like her fantasy before started talking about it? That would be interesting if you guys were both on it. That always makes it even better. Damien says Nneka under points plus rebounds or just under rebounds. You like her PR under or her rebounds under more? Or either of them? Or would you pass?
I mean, I think the points under is definitely interesting today. I think she's 15.5 on the books. I know that. I mean, she's honestly just kind of hit a wall right here between this 14 and 15 range. I mean, it's not a great matchup by any means. She only had 11 the first time against them. I think the rebounding could be a little bit more suspect to get there. She's 8.5, I believe, on the books. Juice on the under. But that one, she's probably good for 7 to 8 rebounds, I will say. So maybe that's the side more likely to get there just from what we've seen this season and past history. But the scoring downside is very real. Feezy's going to be on her all day. So also might not be a bad correlation. You could take Nneka unders and run it back with like Feezy's her fantasy over too. She's been getting that.
Man, Gabby's been a whole nother player this year too. That might be taken a little away from Nneka. I don't know. Seems like her usage has been up, right?
Yeah, I mean, Gabby's definitely been shooting that thing a lot more. And I mean, even Wheeler, like, I know she had a pretty terrible last game, but it's not like she's not shooting the ball at all. I mean, she's averaging about 8 field goal attempts a game. So there's definitely something there more than what they had beforehand. I mean, Alicia Clark was just not doing she was doing nothing at all for this team. And I mean, even still Ezzy to some degree, her field goal attempts still can't crack that double digit. I mean, last game, 5 field goal attempts again, no surprise. Minutes still kind of wavering too.
She did have 5 fouls last game, I saw. I might have played a part in that.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, she had three this last game.
Oh, sorry, it's the game before. My bad. Yeah,
but I mean, it seems like the five spot center position against Dallas specifically has kind of struggled. So I'm not really surprised to see that one. But Phoenix matchup should have been a little bit better. They didn't even have AT there. She was playing against a young buck.
Jason Holland says, "What about Kayla? I haven't heard you talk about Big Kayla yet today. Got any feel on her?"
I'm a little nervous about McBride. Both of these teams have been pretty stout against 3-point shooters, and I know it was more of a recent game that she came back from. She put up 15 points, so the 14.5 is still kind of interesting. Historically, looked pretty good. I like her a little bit more at home, to be honest. I know she's typically kind of more of a miss than a hit on the road, so that is something just to kind of throw out for caution. And I'm not really sure how to feel about her today. I like the RA upside from her has been phenomenal. She's making a lot more this season than she normally does, and even the rebounding.
That's crazy. She never gets RA, but this year is a little different. Those assists are wild.
Yeah.
No, she came back on fire for real. She's she looks better than she ever has, I think.
Yeah, I mean, she's just lighting up from 3 right now.
She got confidence from how good she was last year too, and she used to be way more inconsistent. Seems to be, coming out there with some more confidence than before. Just Cam's funny.
I mean, you look at her.
Go ahead.
Her stuff from. I was just gonna say. I mean, her 3-point shooting, obviously 80% in the season is pretty wild and should level out. But the overall, I mean, just look at the PRA, 42% from last year, and we got 80 here.
Yeah.
And then same thing for PA, but it's 46%, so it's even worse.
Yeah, what's different? And also, I wanted to ask, what's up with Courtney Williams? Was that just an off game? I mean, she's going to play normal minutes this game, or what do you think? Any news on that? Or are we just going into it blind?
No, I mean, we had no idea what happened last game because, you know, I was pretty surprised that she didn't even start the second half, and she came back in for some, you know, basically garbage minutes. But she was playing really well, so I don't understand why
shooting
why
maybe
coach
just
took her out.
2 for 8 maybe was just her shooting was off, and they were like, we need to get somebody. I don't know. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I mean they were up almost 20 points the whole game, so and maybe that had something to do with it. But you know, we talk about her at length, man. Whenever she's playing her minutes and things look good, she's great. But as soon as that first game when the minutes dip, bro, I was telling y'all that first time. As soon as that first game where the minutes dip, she does this weird shit every single year. She did this all last year, where she would hit this wall right here. Boom, look at that. 33 minutes, down to 19, down in the low 20s, and then right back up here into normal minutes. So I don't know. I can't even say it's maybe that time of the month because this is a couple games now, and I don't know. But you can't trust her. You can't trust her full game minutes at all right now.
Yeah, she's just inconsistent. You just got to stay away from her. You can't fuck with her. Can't fuck with her. Just Cam's funny. He says Reese cooked yesterday and they still lost by 30, right?
Yeah. That's pretty unfortunate, no doubt.
And Youngin's here.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up?
I think that means next Wednesday. Big Youngin will be around next Wednesday. I'm gonna put that on the calendar. 1 week away from Big Youngin in the prop battle. We got AOD says E-Money, we love you. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Youngin says next week, not Wednesday. He was saying next week, I think. So it might even be Monday. Oh shit. Here we go.
I'm about to say.
Here we go. Just Cam says best value play might be the Storm Lynx game. Already locked it in earlier, and guess who else is here? Thank
Cam
you,
Thomas Chosen.
Big Cam. What's up, bro? Nice doing business with ya. And Cam says nah. He'll nah on McBride. I don't know what that means, Cam. Nah, he'll nah on McBride. I guess it means you're not going to like McBride, or we should pass on McBride. I think we should pass on McBride, but you never know. It's WNBA. How many people are doing amazing 100% on WNBA thought process and watch the game and see it happen? It doesn't happen that often, guys. Christian Riley says, how you feeling about Sims' points? Speaking of a play that looked amazing and she came out and said, nah, I don't think I'm going to shoot. Then she missed quite a bit. What's her points down to now?
I think the same thing, like 10 and a half.
I mean, Vegas does give up that kind of shit, but I'm a tad bit scared because Rakia's back. I don't know. I mean,
it was definitely weird last game. You know, again, I think that, you know, this 14 field goal attempts obviously is somewhat of an outlier performance from her, but I mean, it's still not out of the realm to think, you know, she could shoot the ball at least 8-9 times a game and be totally fine. She played really well against Vegas. You know, again, we were talking about Vegas giving up points inside the paint. That's pretty much her MO. I mean, she doesn't shoot that many threes typically. You know, they were kind of elevated the last 3 games, but normally 2, 3, 4 attempts is probably at best for her. So, I mean, Chelsea Gray, not the greatest defender in the world. It's really just the shot volume, man. You know, she took a hard dip this last game and only had 3 field goal attempts to open the half, and then kind of, you know, puttered around a little bit from there. But the minutes still look really good. I mean, 31 minutes, can't, you know, be upset about that. Probably is not going to play quite as many minutes, but I mean, now with Julie being out, though, that does free up some kind of minutes that she could just absorb off the bench. So even, I mean, if we're saying they break down like 10 to 12 minutes from Julie, she still could bump right back up into that 34, 36 range. You know, we've seen her do it, and it's not like the coach just won't leave her out there. So we need some efficiency, though, man. She got to get to the free throw line. That's one thing for sure. And that mid-range got to come alive a little bit more than that. There's plenty of fast break opportunity and open looks in the mid-range that she was just choking on. So I don't know. But I do like so far the road splits for her have been pretty solid, playing a little bit better on the road as a whole, and played really well the first time against them. but is she can be efficient. That's what we need here, man. She went 6 of 8 that first time.
As you're looking at that, bro, I'm looking at her on off court with Rakia, and it's like she's 1 out of 5 for getting there with Rakia on the court. Rakia played 35 minutes last game. Her first game back was 26 minutes, so Sims had a little more usage, and I just think you got this team with Rakia, you got this team with Plum. We know Plum wants to shoot. You got Hamby. I know 10.5 is not a lot, but damn, I was on Sims last game, and she is like an afterthought. So to me, why bet on that? We're gonna sit there and hope that she shoots enough. Like, fuck that, bro.
Pass.
We can't do it. We can't do it. It's WNBA. Every play got to feel like 100%, which is never gonna happen.
Yeah, and she's one of those players too. You know, if she misses this again, they'll easily take her down to 9.5 points, and then she might be in the realm of being able to get there, because even asking for 40% from the field, that's not a stretch off of what she's shooting, but asking for 11 points might be kind of pushing it right now. And, honestly, it looks like Rakia actually has some really good history against Vegas too. She same field goal volume. I mean, 11 field goal attempts in both of those, but rebound rating went up in the games that she started, and she put up, on average almost 15 points a game against them, which is pretty nice. So she could be in line for a pretty good game here, man. I mean, I want to believe in Rakia. I know we were pretty high on her last year, and this could be the game for her, but
Rakia, I'm scared of Rakia though, because Plum is such a usage take the ball hog away from Rakia, and I don't know, was there any word about why Rakia missed those games? Still no one knows. I personally think Rakia thought she was going to be the star, and now they got Plum, and she's like, what the fuck are we doing here? So that's what I see. That's why Rakia's not getting that usage. I love her, I bet on her, but she's not doing it like last year. She's probably frustrated.
Yeah, it's been weird, man.
Yeah.
Nah, we never got any real clarity about that, but I'm sure we'll hear something this season.
D-Dot says, just to clarify, play of the day is Alana, fantasy, and Feezy rebounds? ? Is that what you're liking the best?
Yeah.
Alana and Feezy.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I think you can only get Alana's fantasy on Prizepicks. I don't think Underdog had a lineup for her earlier. Hot Streak might. I did not actually check for that.
Okay. E2 says, Youngin! Let's fucking go! He said next Friday. Okay, next Friday.
Oh, nice. Oh,
okay.
And AT assist is definitely in the mix there, depending on the news.
Okay. Sounds good. Three King says Paige fantasy score is my play of the night. What's Paige's fantasy? That could make sense. We don't know her minutes, but it just sounds like she's going to play full game, and it's kind of high, right? Is that high? Or is she just that good?
I mean, it's her normal line. They didn't really bump her stuff down that far, to be honest. I mean, she was at 20. I swear she was at 23. Yeah, she was 23 and a half PRA last slate, which is kind of weird. So, I mean, they bumped her up already a couple times.
I like Paige's game.
I believe she opened at 24 and a half.
If she could get full minutes, we don't know 100%, but again, WNBA, we got to be sure to even do anything. He said not like it. She's coming off of serious body injury. Yeah, she was sick and then concussion. She should be right. You're good. You're right. Cam says y'all took Paige discount.
Yeah, we did. I posted up in the Discord earlier. If you guys aren't in the Discord, we did have some pairings for that. But yes, okay. I think the Paige one is totally fine. I hate that they picked her of all the players with a player coming back from injury, but outside of that, yeah, I mean, it's definitely attainable.
Three Kings made a good point, though. She's not coming off a bodily injury. She's coming off a sickness and a concussion. She should be good. Maybe not, though. Who knows? Maybe the sickness will get to her. But she should be good to score 11 points, I would think. She's dope. Cam says, wish Underdog had more fantasy points. Yeah, man, they just randomly do that shit. LeBron Glazer says, Satu Revenge? We had no Satu speakings today. What do you think about her?
she's really interesting, I will say. On paper, I like it. I think this is a great spot. Obviously, the revenge narrative can carry a lot of weight for it too. It did seem like they kind of already priced her somewhat appropriately, even with AT coming back. I mean, Satu should be at 20.5 points, so they are kind of onto that somewhat, but it's a good spot, man. I will say it's definitely a great spot for her scoring. With AT being back, it's going to cut down on her playmaking and probably even somewhat of the rebounding as well. Granted, Kalani Brown being out could help that out, but still, AT starting alongside her is going to cut into that somewhere. But it's going to be off the scoring, man. One thing about her lately is she's not really shooting from three, like at all. This last game, she snapped off from three. Well, snapped off, but shot it 7 times. But she was kind of going through this little stretch here where the attempts were coming way back down, and she was getting to the free throw line more. But still, with 18 being back, I would say 14 to 16 field goal attempts is totally doable for her. 20 field goal attempts is probably not going to be so much a thing, 19, 20, but somewhere in that 14 to 16 range, still live for her. Need her to be a little bit more efficient. She's getting bailed out with the free throws in a couple of these matchups and offensive putbacks, but I like the narrative. I definitely like the narrative. It could be one of those games where maybe she holds back a little bit more. If the game blows out, she's obviously going to see reduced minutes. But the game where she plays at Dallas, oh yeah, bro, we are taking Satu. I don't care what her line is.
Whoa. Slow down. Okay, that's what's up. Three King says, can you check Mercury defensive numbers, please, sir? And as you do that, can you guys hit the like, since E is so graciously looking up everyone's questions and working hard for y'all? All we ask is hit the like, please. We are at 24. We want to get to 40 to have good luck on all our bets today. We're at 24. I believe we can get 40 by the end of the day. But if you haven't hit the like yet, please hit the like for E, and so we can get some more people into the streams. Thank you very much. And Mercury defensive numbers, E.
Yeah, so they're allowing the 5th least points overall, or field goal made per game. Middle of the pack for 3-point attempts. The free throws, I know they were pretty decent at 7th in free throws, so pretty middle of the pack for almost everything across the board. 7th in rebounding, and 6th in assists per game. So nothing really too crazy. The paint defense is a bit better, 5th least inside the paint. So doing a little bit better with that, and with AT being back, that probably helps out. I mean, honestly, they're just kind of middle of the pack for everything across the board, which, I mean, probably translate to why they're having such a good season. The overall points per game, too, they're holding their opponents to just 78.1 a game. So defense is pretty good, man. Not bad at all. And AT being back should only help things.
Yay, I missed AT. I'm glad she's back. No AT, no Caitlin, man. At least we got AT. We'll hold out for Caitlin another week. Hopefully she'll be back, and the W will be back feeling right. Okay, we're to the bottom of the comments, sir. If you got anything else, I don't know, but we're about there.
No, I think we pretty much touched on everything so far. Again, we're still waiting on news for Phoenix, mostly. We just need to find out if Kalani Brown, in fact, is going to be out, and Natasha Mack, if she's going to suit up and play, and then what our minutes are looking like for Alyssa Thomas, if we can get any kind of coach speak about that. But should be a pretty interesting night. Again, there might be some concern. 2 out of the 3 games could totally blow out. Wouldn't be surprised. But Seattle, Minnesota, that one should be a banger. So I'm hoping it lives up to the hype.
Yeah, man, should be fun. We got to get it all in. All 3 at the same time, and then no games tomorrow. Alrighty then.
Yeah. Oh, one thing to also just, for the real DGens out there, I'm just tracking this rookie of the year award, and some of the odds have been really interesting. So Kiki in ESPN, I believe right now, was their front runner for rookie of the year, but both her and Sonia are very close neck and neck for second place. if Paige goes down with another injury or misses any more time, there's no way in hell she should be able to win this award. And especially if she gets injured again. So just keep these in the back pocket, whenever Paige does play. If she goes down with an injury, bro, I'm snapping up both of these.
No, that makes perfect sense, man. And plus, Washington's looked a lot better this year because of those rookies. So that gives me, just in my opinion, I'm like, Kiki's the front runner. Paige has done good, and she is number one. But Washington's been doing great. Dallas has been doing poop. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, man. And especially if they go into more of a tank mode earlier on in the season, no idea what that could look like for Paige too, as far as her production and the metrics as a whole for her. So I don't know, but something that, again, just keep in the back pocket whenever Paige does play, because if she goes down with another injury, she's already missed 4 games this season. We might be pushing it for just being out of contention. So something to think about.
Cam says Kiki's a bucket. She's been cashing me out. Kiki's been cashing us out too, Cam. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, she's been phenomenal. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it as far as today. Again, we'll be off tomorrow, so just come hang out in the Discord. We'll chat it up. I'm sure there'll be some Asian baseball too we'll get to later. But with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and bounce. Underrated, you got anything else, man?
No. Just play smart. Just remember, I was thinking about it today. I probably said it 3 times during the stream, but WNBA is just very inconsistent. We all know that. Just make sure you find the value and as much value as possible, and bet as smart as possible. And don't get frustrated when stuff goes sideways and backwards, because it's just part of the game. But we're gonna catch them. They're gonna be slipping, and we are going to make money.
Absolutely. You already know. All right. Well, again, we appreciate you guys, as always, hanging out with us. Make sure hop in the Discord. Links down below for that. If you're not already a part of it, we're still running the 7-day free trial, so you guys can go in, see if you like it. No obligations either way. Well, with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys as always. Good luck tonight, and we'll catch y'all later. Peace.